Meet John Thompson, a 54-year-old retired firefighter from Texas. John has always been the life of the party, the guy who could tell the best stories over a few cold beers with his buddies. He worked hard his whole life, and now that retirement had finally given him some free time, he figured he deserved to enjoy it. Barbecues on the weekends, football nights with friends, and of course his usual couple of beers to go along with them. After all, he wasn't a heavy drinker, just a guy enjoying life. But what John didn't know was that slowly, day by day, his kidneys were struggling to keep up. At first, it was just a little more fatigue than usual. Then came the constant thirst, the frequent bathroom trips in the middle of the night, and the nagging headaches. He brushed it off, just getting older, he thought. But his wife Susan noticed the changes. She urged him to go for a checkup, and reluctantly he agreed. When the doctor walked into the room holding John's test results, his easygoing smile faded. "John, we need to talk about your kidneys," the doctor said, his voice serious. "They're not in great shape." John's heart sank. Kidneys? He had always worried about his heart, his cholesterol, even his joints after years of physical labor. But his kidneys? That was something he had never thought about. The doctor explained that his years of regular drinking had taken a toll. Alcohol, even in moderation, forces the kidneys to work harder, filtering out toxins while dehydrating the body. Over time, that extra strain had led to early-stage kidney disease. "But doc, I don't drink that much," John protested. "I never get drunk, just a couple of beers here and there." The doctor nodded. "That's the tricky part, John. It's not just about drinking too much at once. It's about drinking regularly over time. Even small amounts can slowly wear down your kidneys. And if we don't make changes now, things could get much worse." The reality hit him like a ton of bricks. He thought about his father who had struggled with dialysis in his later years. He thought about his grandkids, about how he wanted to be there for them, strong and healthy. This wasn't just about a couple of beers, it was about his future. But was it too late to turn things around? Stay with us, because in this video, we're diving deep into how alcohol affects your kidneys, what signs you should look out for, and most importantly, how you can take control before it's too late. When I first met Mark, he was the kind of man who seemed invincible. A 56-year-old construction manager, he had spent decades overseeing massive projects, working long hours, and taking pride in his ability to push through exhaustion. He wasn't the type to worry about doctor visits or diet plans. He enjoyed his routine, morning coffee, late-night beers with his crew, and weekends filled with barbecues and laughter. One afternoon, as he sat in my office, his tanned hands rested on his knees, fingers drumming lightly against the chair. "Doc, I don't get it," he said, shaking his head. "I'm in decent shape. I don't drink like a teenager anymore. Just a few beers after work, maybe a whiskey on Fridays. Nothing crazy. But lately, I wake up feeling wiped out. I get these headaches, and I swear I can't quench my thirst no matter how much water I drink. And don't even get me started on the bathroom trips at night. Susan, my wife, she keeps nagging me to get checked out. So here I am." I nodded, flipping through his lab results. "Mark, your kidneys are struggling. Your creatinine levels are higher than they should be, and your filtration rate is dropping. This is early-stage kidney disease." He blinked. "Kidneys? I thought that was something that happened to old guys on dialysis." I leaned forward. "That's the thing. Kidney disease doesn't always scream for attention. It creeps in slowly, silently. By the time most people notice, it's already advanced. And in your case, alcohol has been putting more strain on your kidneys than you realize." He let out a sharp laugh, rubbing the back of his neck. "Come on, Doc. I know guys who drink twice as much as me, and they're fine. Are you sure this isn't just bad genetics?" I sighed. "Genetics play a role, sure. But alcohol, that's something you've been feeding your kidneys regularly, year after year. Let's break it down. Every time you drink, your body prioritizes breaking down the alcohol. Your liver does most of the work. But your kidneys, they get hit too. Alcohol dehydrates you, forcing your kidneys to work harder to filter concentrated toxins. When this happens repeatedly, your nephrons, the tiny filters in your kidneys, start to wear out." I saw the hesitation in his eyes, so I continued. "Let me put it another way. Think of your kidneys like the air filters in a construction site. If you let dust build up over time without cleaning or replacing them, eventually they stop working properly. That's what's happening inside you. Mark exhaled slowly. Okay, but you're saying it's not too late? I mean, I feel like crap, but I'm still standing. What can I do? I nodded. It's not too late, but we have to act now. First, we need to cut back on alcohol significantly. Studies from the National Kidney Foundation show that people who consume more than 14 drinks per week double their risk of kidney disease. A 2022 study from the American Journal of Kidney Diseases found that moderate alcohol consumption, around 7 drinks per week, still contributes to gradual kidney function decline over time. That means even your few beers are making an impact. Mark looked down at his hands, silent. So what if I stop? Do my kidneys heal? They won't fully regenerate, I admitted, but they can recover to an extent. A study from Harvard Medical School found that patients who reduced alcohol intake by 50% over a year saw improvements in kidney filtration rates. The sooner you make changes, the better your chances of avoiding dialysis in the future. Mark sighed, rubbing his temples. Man, I never thought I'd be having this conversation. So what do I do, Doc? Go cold turkey? Not necessarily, I said. We start by reducing your intake, no more than 2 drinks a week. We increase your water intake to help your kidneys flush out waste more efficiently. And your diet needs to change too. Less sodium, fewer processed foods, and more kidney-friendly nutrients like omega-3s and antioxidants. Mark gave a small chuckle. Susan's going to love this. She's been trying to get me to eat better for years. Sounds like she's on the right track, I said, smiling. And Mark, let me ask you something. If cutting back on alcohol meant getting another 20 healthy years with your family, wouldn't it be worth it? His face grew serious. Yeah, Doc, it would. As he stood to leave, I handed him a pamphlet with dietary recommendations and hydration tips. This isn't about punishment, Mark. It's about giving yourself the best shot at a long, healthy life. You've spent years taking care of others. Now it's time to take care of yourself. He nodded, gripping the paper tightly. All right, one step at a time. Let's do this. Watching him walk out of my office, I thought about how many people were in Mark's position. Strong, hardworking individuals who never imagined their habits would catch up with them. If you're listening to this, maybe you're one of them. Maybe you've shrugged off the headaches, the fatigue, the constant thirst, thinking it's just part of getting older. But what if it's not? What if your body is trying to tell you something? And more importantly, are you ready to listen? Mark's story isn't unique. Across the country, millions of people go through life ignoring the small signs their bodies are giving them, brushing off fatigue, assuming headaches are just stress, or blaming frequent trips to the bathroom on getting older. But as we've seen, the effects of alcohol on the kidneys don't happen overnight. It's a slow, silent process until one day it isn't. But here's the good news. Change is possible. By making small, deliberate choices, cutting back on alcohol, staying hydrated, eating foods that support kidney function, you can protect your kidneys and improve your overall health. It's not about perfection. It's about taking control before it's too late. If you've been feeling more tired lately, if you've noticed changes in your body that you can't quite explain, don't ignore them. Listen to your body. Take the first step, just like Mark did. And remember, you're not alone in this journey. Health is a lifelong commitment, and it's never too late to start making better choices. If this video resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear this message. And if you're ready to take action, let us know in the comments. What's one small change you're making for your health today? Subscribe for more content that helps you take charge of your well-being. We're in this together, and I'll see you in the next video.